Hey guys, what's going on? I hope you're having a good day. Today I'll be answering your questions that you sent me via Instagram. Let's get into this video. If you could only shoot one genre for the rest of your life, what would it be? I'm gonna have to say nature photography because that always gets me out into the surroundings. I know I love street photography and you do see a lot of that on my page along with the portraits. However, I do really want to get into shooting more nature, but because I work full time, it's hard to go and travel all the time. So I'm definitely gonna have to say nature photography. Favorite lens? Do you have a 70-200? I don't have a 70-200, but I really do want one for those crispy street photos. My favorite lens would have to be a 35 or a 50mm, and I'm using a 50mm now. It's a really nice lens. That being said, I do really want to get an 85mm because the depth in the photos, they look amazing. Do you do any other photography? Yes, actually I do nude photo shoots and also lingerie photo shoots.
Excuse you?
What? I didn't say that. What do you mean? I don't know. Best places to shoot around Victoria? Well, the cliche is the Great Ocean Road. You've got the 12 Apostles down there. There's Cape Otway waterfalls. There's the redwoods down there as well. They've got massive trees. They're just California redwoods. They're amazing. If you're looking for something a bit smaller and a shorter drive, if you're on the other side of Melbourne where I am, you've got the East Warburton Redwoods, which are a really cool place to explore. You've got Portsea, Back Beach, you've got the London Bridge Lookout down near Portsea as well. Cape Schanck Lighthouse. There's so much to explore in Melbourne, it's crazy. Do you prefer Lightroom or Photoshop? That's a good question. I'd probably say Lightroom just because I do most of my photo editing on there. I don't really dabble into Photoshop as much as you can see on my Instagram. Probably the only photo that I ever used Photoshop on my Instagram was this photo with Aluka. So I'd have to say Lightroom would be my favorite editing program at the moment. If water isn't wet, does that mean everything in the state of waiting to be wet? What? What? How do I get my images to look sharper? Well, essentially you can use a lens that's a lot sharper, like a 50mm or something that's primed. The glass is just dedicated and it's always locked where it can't zoom. So that means that you're going to get a bit of a sharper image, and it also means that the f-stops go up to 1.4 or 1.2 depending on what brand you go for. If you have a aperture range of 3.5 to 5.5, which you get on most kit lenses, you're not going to get a very sharp image. Whereas the lens that I'm using right now is a 50mm Sigma, and that's a 1.4. So everything behind me is all blurred and my subject is obviously in focus. If I was to move forward, behind me it gets even blurrier. Do you have a favorite color palette? If I say orange and teal, will everyone be mad? Shoot sometime. Love your work, Hombre. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. I'm always open for collaborations and a shoot, so hit me up and I'll definitely shoot with you, man. How do you work out how to climb the buildings you climb? Well, it's actually really easy. I've got this drone in my backpack which just flies me straight up the rooftop. It's super simple. How do you get gigs with popular clothing brands? The way that I work was send out a lot of messages to brands and say that you want to offer your services for free, let them know what you do and what you can offer them. And then once you get a bit of a portfolio going, essentially work your way up to brands with 1,000 people following them, 10,000, 500,000 if you want to, but send them an email because that's where they actually read all their kind of collaborations. They don't read them in the DMs, that's what I've found. Who's your favorite person like ever? That'd have to be my girlfriend. What's your craziest story of being stopped from filming such camera work? Well, last year me, Nathaniel and Tyler, we all climbed the Nilex plastic sign, which is this big sign in Melbourne, and I made a crazy video where security came and we didn't get caught, but we evaded security and got out of the building. What happened is I got that whole vlog done, dusted, and I was about to release it, and guess what happened? My hard drive deleted itself. So I got a few of these questions. What got you into photography in the first place and videography and YouTube? YouTube started back in primary school in year 6 when I was doing trampoline videos, when I was doing backflips and all that kind of stuff on a trampoline with my mate, which then progressed into videos about basketball trick shots, and we would throw massive, lobs across houses and stuff and get them into the basketball ring. That's kind of what started my YouTube passion. And then once I picked up a camera, taking actual photos, that kind of developed into more of a YouTube scenario, which I'm doing now, based around photography. So that's kind of how it all came together. But I really found my passion for photography back in high school when I started doing photography class and started really finding the niche and finding out how to edit photos to make them look really good and stand out from a lot of other peers and classmates. How to get high quality photos on Instagram? Well, firstly, don't shoot it with a phone unless you're shooting with some crazy iPhone XS or Google Pixel 3. They've got really good cameras, so they do work quite well and you will get high quality images. However, nothing's going to beat a raw file from a camera. And another tip that you can use is uploading everything to a Google Drive or a Dropbox and then downloading it onto your phone instead of emailing it, because sometimes you do lose a bit of quality. The best method I've found is getting an Apple MacBook and an Apple iPhone and just airdropping it straight across, and you can see the colors straight away and you can also retain that high quality image. That's all the questions we have for today, guys. If you want to be featured in one of my up and coming videos and ask me a question, make sure to send me a message on my Instagram, which is HXLDT. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this video. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next one. Do you really have to be like this all the time? Like, I just want to record a nice video and you just gotta go and make those noises.